Alan wa Salan and Shakwan to those that view, to those that give me likes, to those that take time out their day to receive this understanding that I give. I thank you again, you know what I mean? I really do. I Shakwan, thank you again. You got me? I know I keep saying the word thank you. You got me. It's a habit. It's a forceful habit that's been repetitious in my life probably since I was a kid. That was Mama did, you know what I mean? My mama did that to me, you know. She always asked of me to give thanks for things that's being given to me. You got what I'm saying? Things that has been done for me. So I was born in America, and that is the American word, and I'm getting into the Egyptian translation of the words I know. It's gonna take me some time, you know what I mean? The memory is it's a lot up here. You got what I'm saying? There's some things I need to get out, there's some things I need to delete, there's some things that I need to just give to whom I pray to, but I'm still holding on to it, you know what I mean? But anyway, you're with the Nasty Pastor. Please go over to my YouTube channel, OFM Kemet Edition. You can find the Stolen Legacy playlist. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment, and turn your notifications on. You got what I'm saying? If you own that Facebook platform, you know, you can find these readings. You know, you can find these readings at what is it called? OFM Kemet Stolen Legacy. You know, like, share, comment, you know what I mean? Definitely put your notifications on because it's there for you, you know. This right here, there for you. This tool, this is a tool of life that you can fight with. You feel me? You can fight with this right here, this literature, this knowledge in this literature, you can fight and win with it. Let's go and get into this chapter reading. And it says, on the other hand, Aristotle's contact with Alexander the Great is well known since he was a tutor of the young prince at the Macedonian palace. Roger studied history. It says circumstantial evidence points to the fact that the books of Democritus were not written by him, nor did they contain his teachings. This is the following. This is so for the following reason. Leucippus, I guess that's how you spell it, whom the Ionians did not know and whose existence has been questioned, has been given credit by Aristotle for the origin of the doctrine of the atom. Apart from what was written on the atom, the name of Democritus is associated with the large list of books dealing with over 60 different subjects and covering all the branches of science known to the ancient world. In addition to this vast field of knowledge, the list also contains books on military science, law, and magic. Clearly, the accumulation of such a vast range of knowledge by a single individual written in a single lifetime is impossible both physically and mentally. The method among the ancients of imparting knowledge was by gradual stages, followed by evidence of proficiency, which in turn was also followed by initiations which marked every step in the progress of the neophyte. The progress of training was slow, and no neophyte could accomplish such knowledge in his lifetime as took the Egyptians over 5,000 years to accumulate. Come on now. 5,000 years. 5,000 years. And what did Cleopatra say? Half of the world's knowledge is gone. Half of it. Now it took 5,000 years to accumulate all this knowledge, all this. You got what I'm saying? Half of it gone. Do you think Do you think one culture holds the key? Do you think one person holds the key to life? Do you think we're on a straight and narrow path? Do you think that the things King James did to the Holy Bible was righteous? Huh? Come on now. How was it? How was it? How was it? You know what I learned from the 5%ers, that we are to write our testimony. We are to write our own Bible. You got what I'm saying? Our own Bible. So do you believe some of these scriptures was inspired by whom we pray to? Do you? Or do you believe that some of these scriptures was written for control? You get me? For man's, M-A-N-S, gain. You understand me? These human limitations are as true today as they were among the ancients, for our great scientists of the modern world are specialists only in single subjects. The question now remains, how did Democritus accumulate those books if he did not write them? We believe we have the answer because it has been noticed in the history of Greek philosophy that wherever a Greek philosopher has had association, direct or indirect, with Alexander the Great, there was also the possession of a large collection of scientific books, and this is true in the cases of Democritus and Aristotle. Anaxarchus and Democritus were Ionians who belonged to the same school, and Anaxarchus accompanied Alexander the Great on his campaign against Egypt. The indirect association between Democritus and Alexander the Great now becomes obvious. It follows that since Alexander's conquest of Egypt had brought the Greeks their long hoped for opportunity, access to the Egyptian library and museums, we would naturally expect Alexander and his friends and the invading armies to have helped themselves with the Egyptian books. We would also expect Anaxarchus, upon his return to Ionia, to have sold at least a portion of his loot to Democritus. Nor do we expect Aristotle and Theophrastus to relate these facts to us, since under the rule of the mysteries, knowledge, spoken or written, could be diffused only by brethren among brethren. This, we believe, is the way Democritus came to possess such a large number of scientific books. Again, it must be stated that Democritus taught nothing new, but simply what he had learned from the Egyptians, directly or indirectly. Now, you get what they're saying, though, right? When Alexander the Great came in, you know, the first thing, let me back this up. In case you don't know, in case you have forgot, in case you do know, you know what I mean? I explained a long time ago, you know, the most precious, valuable possession any culture could have back then was books, literature. So when any culture invaded and won, the first thing that culture do is go into these libraries, and you know what I mean, and they get the knowledge out there. They get these papers that knowledge is written on. So how these Greeks philosophers that everybody big up, and I mean they huge in colleges. You got what I'm saying? These college professors, you know, when you take a philosophy class, they talk about Socrates and them all the time. Plato, Aristotle, all that, but you don't hear too much about Kemet. Where it come from, the root of it, where it come from. You don't hear nothing about that. They don't give the credit to them. And then I must say this to you also. If you have been keeping up with my reading, don't you know what happened to them? Do you know what happened to them? See, in America, they give you plagiarism. And I think you can be sued for plagiarism. You got what I'm saying? In these colleges, they give you an F, a failing grade, or they what is it? Expel you from college. You got what I'm saying? back in the Greek days, the days of Greece, they kill you, they hang you, they put you in jail, and then they kill you. You get what I'm saying for plagiarism. So I say this to you right here again: keep your stuff authentic. You got what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with reading things and getting some type of understanding of it and flipping it into your words. You got what I'm saying? That's owning it right there. You're owning it because it's yours. You're not taking what they wrote and writing it word for word, word for word, word for word. That's not your process. That's their process. You got what I'm saying? Again, it must be stated that Democritus taught nothing new but simply what he had learned from the Egyptians, directly or indirectly. His doctrine on the universal description of fire atoms is based upon a magical principle. If the atom is an indigent of the world, then it would be universally distributed. Furthermore, Democritus enters history as a magician, and since there is historical evidence that he visited the Egyptian priests, it is evident that magic was part of the training which he must have received from them. His books are doubtful in authorship. Several important facts must be noted in connection with the books which are said to have been written by Democritus. A large number of books which appears in a list in the 9th book of Diogenes Laertius does not appear elsewhere in the usual textbooks on the history of Greek philosophy, while Zeller assessed that the genuineness of these books cannot be determined upon the evidence of the fragments. It seems that his list of publications remains doubtful in authorship. More than 60 different subjects are treated, and they include ethics, physics, astronomy, botany, zoology, poetry, medicine, dialectics, military science, and law. Also, books on magic, including divination. We are informed by Diogenes Laertius that this large list of books was compiled by Thrasyllus, who was a student of the school of Plato and also a member of Aristotle's movement, which had for its purpose the compilation of Greek philosophy. The history of the following ancient theory of the 4 qualities and 4 elements provides the world with the evidence of the Egyptian origin of the doctrines of opportunities of contraries. Change or transmutation in the elements fire or water or earth or heaven. This ancient history was expressed by a diagram formed by outer and inner squares. The corners of the outer square carry the names of the elements fire, water, earth, fire. The corner of the inner square being at the mind points of the sides of the outer square carry the 4 fundamental qualities: the hot, the dry, the cold, and the wet. The diagram explains that fire is hot and dry, earth is day and cool, water is cold and wet, and air is wet and hot. Excuse me. Accordingly, water is an embodiment of cold and wet qualities, and when the cold quality is replaced by the hot quality, the element water is changed into the element air, which the wet and hot quality. Consequently, transmutation is definitely implied in the teachings of this symbol. It is the oldest teaching of the physical science and has been traced to the Egyptians as far back as 5000 BC. It shows that Plato and Aristotle, who have been credited with the authorship of the teachings, derived their doctrines or portions of them from the Egyptians. What are they? The Egyptian Rosicrucian Digest. I guess that's it, but that's the end of this chapter reading. That was the end of chapter 5. Really don't like too much how I ended it, but hey, we got through it. We made it through it. And I just say this to you once again, you know what I mean? You know, there's nothing wrong with giving other people understanding, but you have to always put it there. Hey, I got this from Aristotle. Hey, I got this from Socrates. Hey, I got this from Plato. So if you're gonna just take what they have done, then somebody gonna sue you. You feel what I'm saying? Somebody gonna sue you or somebody gonna kill you. Because as you see, as these Greeks did, you know, if it came from somewhere else, they probably would say, okay, cool. But being that it came from Kemet, nah, that's not cool. That's not cool for you to take their mystery system into Europe and teach it to the Europeans and think nothing should happen to you, because it should. It really, really should. Look, you've been with the Nasty Pastor. Please go to my YouTube channel, OFM Kemet Edition. Please go to my Facebook page, OFM Stolen Legacy. Put likes on both of them. Put comments on both of them. Share both of them. And you know you got to put a notification on there, right? Please do that one. And subscribe to my YouTube channel. I love you and I'm out.